Hello, I'm creating this video in response to a question that was received on the Knit Freedom Ravelry group. And the lady wanted to know about some instructions that she had for a crochet project and didn't quite understand. So the two questions basically were, am I working in the round? And how do you follow these instructions that say replace first double crochet with chain 3? Let me explain that. We'll start with working on the round because that's the first step. The first set of instructions is to chain 4. Now, you never slip stitch this chain in order to create a loop into which your foundation row is crocheted. In this case, we're doing double crochets. The reason is because they are using this very first chain as your loop, and these three chains here is actually the first double crochet of your foundation row. So, as the instructions say, 7 double crochets into the first chain. Did I yarn over? Nope, I didn't yarn over. Sorry, we're doing doubles. So here's the first one. Second. Here's 3. Oh, here we go. You can catch your tail here. We'll weave in. And I'm losing count. What do I have? 1. That's your chain 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2 more. I'm losing my tension. Sorry. There we go. And here's our last one. Okay. So even though you never created your loop to begin with, you can see how as we are double crocheting into that first chain stitch that we're actually creating a loop. So you are working in the round. The next instruction says to slip stitch into the third chain of the chain 4. Well, our first chain of the chain 4 is this one right here that we've actually worked our double crochets into. So then here would be the second and here would be the third. Basically, she's telling you to join in the round. So let's get that one right there. And let's, oh, sorry, having some trouble. There we go. Let's get a slip stitch right in there and we will join the round. Okay, here comes the replace part. The instructions have a note that say to replace the first double crochet of the round with a chain 3. And then the instructions for round 2 say to put 2 double crochets into each double crochet. You had 8 double crochets on the first, and it wants you to do 2 into each of these for a total of 16 on your second round. Many patterns would tell you that differently. They would say chain 3, double crochet into the same double crochet, 2 double crochets into each double crochet to the end of the round. So that's kind of a longhand way of saying it. So what the pattern maker is asking you to do is just accept her instructions that she says to do 16 double crochets, and just for you to note that your first one is actually going to be a chain 3. Does that make sense? Because anytime we start a turning row or the beginning of a new round of double crochets, you're going to have to chain 3. So it's just a fancy way of saying, well, it's not even fancy, it's just her way of saying, hey, look, I don't want to have to spell it out at every single row that you actually do chain 3. So anyway, that's why she wrote the notes that way. So we did chain 3, that counts as our first double crochet, and here's our second double crochet here. And that's going to be in the same double crochet stitch that we are already working in, because like she said, it's 2 in the same stitch. Okay, here's our next one. We're going to do 2 in this one. and so on and so forth around. And by the end of this, we'll have 16. So I'll just continue. Okay, here we are. We're at the end of the round. I've done 16 double crochets, 2 into each of the 8 that we had below. And at this point, I don't know what your pattern says, but you will join right up here. It'll either say put it in the 3rd chain or the 2nd chain, or just to join. It doesn't matter, but you are going to join right here. And then I don't know what the next round says, but anytime that you have instructions that tell you to do so many double crochets, you'll just know by the pattern maker's notes that you will actually be doing a chain 3 that counts as your first one. I hope that helps you.